Hey guys, OhGinelle here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. We're going to be talking about my birth story. Now, I didn't vlog it. That's not my thing. I didn't want nobody all up in my nether regions. I definitely was not going to be posting that on the internet. But, you know, I did want to still be able to document my journey. And here it is. OhGinelle is not my name, and if you must know, it's a statement, bitch! 38 weeks and 3 days, I went into my doctor for an appointment. So because I had the gestational diabetes, they didn't want to let me go past 39 weeks. And an issue with gestational diabetes is that sometimes the babies come out way too big. Now, for me, I was regulating my diet, watching what I was eating, and in total, throughout my entire pregnancy, I only gained 18 pounds. So he was within the 50th percentile, which is pretty normal for sizing for the baby. So 38 weeks, 3 days. I am fed up, I'm sick and tired, and I'm ready to get this baby out of me. My body hurts, my soul hurts, my life hurts, everything hurts. I go into the doctor and I'm like, listen doc, like, they're supposed to induce me at 39 weeks. I'm a couple days short. Can we just get this baby out? The doctor goes, all right, you know what? You're about 2.5 centimeters dilated. But I can feel that your cervix is starting to thin. So, you know what? Just come into the hospital tomorrow morning and we'll get you taken care of. Cool, fine. The night before, no pain, no nothing. I got up, I told my hubby, like, listen, let's go. They're gonna induce me at some point. Pack all your stuff, bring your laptop. This might be boring. I'm a first-time mom. I never had a baby before. Sometimes this can take a very long time. Now, the date was December 10th, and I'm not gonna lie, 11 is my number. I was hoping for a December 11th baby. That is not what he said. He said, no, mommy, I'm coming now. Anyway. So I get to the hospital now. I check in. They put me in the room. They check everything. And when they checked me, she was like, okay, you're like 3.5. And I'm like, okay. So I know sometimes when they check your cervix, it can cause you to dilate a little quicker. So I had dilated 1 centimeter since the day before. She looks at me and she's like, are you feeling that right now? And I'm like, no, feeling what? She's like, you're having a contraction. I was like, oh, okay, because I didn't feel anything. I just feel my normal level of misery. And, you know, that's it. Cool, fine. So the doctor was on the way in. By the time he got in, I was closer to 4 centimeters. So he's like, you know what? Put her in a room. Let's break this water. Let's get this going. Great, fine. So we move on over to the room now. And the doctor comes in. He's like, so, are you still going to do this epidural or not? And I'm here like, listen, I had a plan. I have a birth plan. I have an idea of how I want things done. I know things aren't always going to happen the way they're supposed to, but I think I can do this because at this point I am like 4 centimeters and I haven't felt anything. So I'm like, this can't be that bad. It really can't be. So he goes, all right, I'm going to let you think about that. But once you get closer to 8, that's going to be your last chance and it's a wrap. I'm like, okay. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to break your water. Oh, child. Once he broke my water, I went from 5 centimeters to 8 centimeters within a matter of hours. I got to the hospital at 7:30 that morning, and by 1:55, the kid was out. Everything happened super quickly. So he comes in around 8 centimeters, and he's like, listen, this is your last chance for this epidural. If you want it or not, you need to let me know. At this point, yeah, I'm starting to feel the pain. He says to me here, I know you want to have a natural birth and give birth vaginally. That was the plan and the intention. But he says, for somebody like you with gestational diabetes, we do not want this baby in any type of harm's way or put at risk. So he's like, the best way to do this is for you to be relaxed, feel calm, have no pain, get the baby out, and you guys will be fine. All right, contraction hit. Oh, okay, doc, give me the epidural. Whatever, it is what it is. Like, give me the epidural. So he gives me the epidural. Hubby's sitting there in the corner, like, reading. I'm dozing off. He comes back in to check me. It's like 12:45, you know, 1:45. And he goes, all right, time to go. And I'm like, go where? He's like, time to push. be here all day. And that's not what happened. Like, I wasn't mentally ready to have a baby that day. I don't know what I was thinking showing up to the hospital, that it wasn't going to happen as fast as it happened, because it happened very quickly. Next thing you know, it was time for me to push. I felt nothing. That epidural, honey, was a blessing. I felt no pain. I felt good. It was great. And I'm laying there in the bed, my legs up in the air, thinking to myself, well, damn, if this is what it's like with the epidural, child, this is easy. This is nothing. Like, I felt nothing. And he started to lower it, and I could feel like where his hand was, and he's telling me push here, push here. I could feel the pressure of the baby moving, but nothing hurt. It was like a breeze. So I was pushing for about less than 30 minutes. It felt like a lifetime at the time, but it couldn't have been more than 30 minutes, give or take. I'm pushing, I'm pushing, I'm pushing, I'm pushing, I'm pushing, I'm pushing, and then the baby's heart rate starts to drop. Now, I don't know if that's normal, but in my head, I don't know any better. And he said to me, here's the thing. I need you to push this baby out now. We want you to get him out vaginally. So I need you to push with everything you had. And honey, that is what I did. I held on to them bars, and I pulled my legs back, and I pushed with everything I had, like doing like a crunch motion, urge him out with my body, and feeling like I was taking the biggest I'd ever taken in my life. And before you knew it, there was my little bubble, screaming his little head off. But because his heart rate was dropping, they whisked him away. Now, I initially wanted to do cord clamping. That didn't happen. It is what it is. So they take the baby, they're checking him, making sure everything is okay. And I'm there like, okay, so can I hold him now? You know, like, they're supposed to take him out, put him on you. But, you know, I get it. His heart rate was dropping. Make sure he's safe. Like, make sure he's fine. Do what you gotta do. So I'm just laying here patiently waiting for them to bring me my child. I look up at the doctor, and he has this look on his face of a kind of calm concern, which, you know, I was just like, okay. I work for an airline, and I know the sound of calm panic. He's like, hey, nurse, can you call Dr. So-and-so? We had a bleed out here. And I'm like, what is happening? So my husband's over there with the baby, and I'm here on the table still. And he starts to massage my stomach, you know, to get the placenta to come out. And the blood is just like, it's gushing out. And I'm just like, yo. So then once again, he's like, yeah, nurse, I need you to get Dr. So-and-so stat. Okay, cool. At this point, like, he's looking at me, I'm looking at him. I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, you're having some postnatal hemorrhaging. We just have to find out where the blood is coming from. Okay, cool. Meanwhile, blood is gushing. It's gushing. It's gushing. Cool. Nurse, where's Dr. So-and-so? He's getting more agitated, and he's getting more like crazy about it. And at this point, like, they're making announcements over the PA, and 6 nurses rush in, and finally the other doctor he was paging for shows up, and he's like, is there an OR ready? Is there an OR available? I can't find where the blood is coming from. And here I am in my head like, what do you mean you can't find where the blood's coming from? Like, am I gonna die today? Am I gonna die today? Then I start hearing the monitors beeping. Oh, nurse yells out, her blood pressure is dropping. Her blood pressure is dropping. The panic that I felt in my soul, I was like, wait, did I just go through all this to die today? Am I gonna die today? You know, like, what's happening? The doctor comes in, they plug in this suction thing, and they're just suctioning out all this blood, and it's coming through the straw past my head, and like, I am watching all this blood, and I'm like, damn, like, is this really, like, is this about to be it? Then the man goes, can y'all please bring in the crash cart? And I'm just like, all right, if this man don't find this bleed soon, this might be like the end for me. And I'm laughing about it now, but like, for somebody who's not really an emotional person, I was devastated. I was crying very calmly because I really didn't know what was happening, and I kept looking at my husband, and he's like, you're okay. You're okay. And I'm like, am I though? Am I really okay? Like, I used to get emotional when I talked about it, but I guess it's been a while, so I'm just here like talking about it now. Finally, he finds what was going on in there. I had 2 tears in my cervix, of which he had to repair from the outside of my body. So now, I just gave birth. The dang thing is all dang thing, and now he's pulling it more so that he can get inside to stitch up my cervix in 2 areas. Now, honey, if I did not get that epidural, the Lord said, girl, listen to the doctor today, and I'm glad that I did, because I probably would have passed out from pain if I did not get the epidural. So basically he stitched me up from the outside, and then because he had to get in there deeper, he ended up cutting me, so I had a full episiotomy, of which he also had to stitch back up, and then he had to push in packs, which is like all this gauze to try to stop the bleeding. So now I'm 2 sets of stitches on my cervix inside my vagina. Now my vagina is being stitched back together, and it's filled with cotton. Wonderful, great times. They also suggested leaving the epidural needle in my back in the event that they had to go back in and pull out whatever, so that I would be able to get relief ASAP. Yeah, so let me tell you, by the time I started realizing what was really happening and everything was fine, I got to hold the baby, like I was happy about it. But honey, when that epidural wore off, ooh, I felt like I had a Mack truck just run into my crotch, like just drive into it. And it was like inside and outside, and the stitches from my cervix and everything was going on. The next morning they came, they checked my blood count to make sure they didn't have to give me a transfusion, because I ended up losing a lot of blood. Thank God my blood started to reproduce and my counts were good enough that I didn't have to get a transfusion. They came in, they finally took the packs out, which was having to pull the freaking gauze out of my I don't even want to think about it. It just gives me anxiety just thinking about it. Yeah. And then yeah, that's gonna continue into our 4th trimester video, which will be coming soon. But anyway, I gave birth to my little baby Skyler. He was 7 pounds 6 ounces, 20.5 inches tall. He had no sugar issues. His glucose levels were perfect, and he is absolutely perfect. And here you are.
His voice. Oh, yeah. Look at that face. Look at that little face. Hmm? Look at that little face. Say hello from here. Oh, no crying. Take your hand out of the mouth. Hmm? What's up?
Anyway, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you had a birth story that didn't quite go along as planned, let me know down below. I'm curious to hear how yours went. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.